Okay, we're going to get started this evening. This is EDU 556. This is a voluntary virtual session. This course is run in an asynchronous fashion. That means that we don't have a weekly class meeting time. What we do is it's asynchronous. That means that I provide you with announcements and guidance and instructional modules for you to complete. Throughout the week and throughout our 8 week session. This virtual session is it's voluntary. I record it in case you can't make it. And I'm going to kind of go through it and give you the introductions to the course. I'm going to give you the first few assignments, the few first weeks of assignments. This way, you can kind of get started in a successful manner. So this is EDU 556. It's technology for instruction and management. My name is Dr. Schaff, Dr. Ryan Schaff, or you can call me Ryan. I'm Associate Professor of Educational Technology. I'm also the Department Chair for Advanced Programs here at Notre Dame. In 2023, I was an MSET Higher Education Award recipient. I write books. I am the author of 7 books. I've written, and I'm currently writing book 8, 9, and I've drafted outline for number 10. I'm married with 2 boys and I have 2 dogs. And I also substitute teach. So I just got off a sabbatical in the fall, where I had pretty much from mid-August until January 15th, I had to do the studies. And what I ended up doing is we have such a terrible teacher shortage that I ended up getting my certification renewed. And throughout my sabbatical, throughout my research and my working, yeah, I ended up also going and being a substitute teacher in Howard County to try and help out the teachers. And I'll probably continue to do this like on Fridays, on one of the most popular days and the needs for substitute teachers are usually on Fridays. So I'll probably keep on doing that. So not only am I a professor, but I am a practicing K through 12 educator. Before I was a professor, I was a K through 12 instructor, and I absolutely loved it. But I love both my jobs, so I consider it a blessing every day. So I have Nancy with me, and I'm not going to put her on the spot as the only person that's joining us virtually and in real time. But if what we'll do is, since I don't have a lot of people online with me for this voluntary session, I'll probably do just a quick little check in, like a little discussion post that'll be optional. It doesn't, the only thing it really counts for is roster verification. That is checking that you're actually doing work inside of the course and making sure that you're actively involved in the course. It's part of federal regulations for us to make sure you're not just kind of quiet quitting the course. So I won't pick on poor Nancy to entertain us. So let me go through the logistics here. So the course text is called ISTE Standards for Educators. I have it right here. It is, let me see if I can get that. There it is right there. There's the book, and it's also, there's a picture of it on the screen. It is, I think I'm still sharing the screen. Yeah. Um, so it is a rather older book. It is not going to be expensive. It's probably less than 15 bucks. The reason I get it is it does a really good job of really going to deep explanation of what the ISTE standards for educators are. So ISTE is the International Society for Technology in Education. They create the professional standards involving technology and learning. And I wanted to get this guide for for teachers and professionals because these technically are the standards that you should be integrating into your courses as you're teaching in school. So please make sure I don't care if it's used, if you find a digital copy, it doesn't matter. Just make sure. Now, please don't, although it's still great to have, there is a ISTE standards for students. Although that's a good book that's focused on the learning as well, it's really what the focus is how to teach the students. This one is about what you as an educator should really be emulating or having inside of the classroom, or what you should be practicing. Okay? So anyway, that's the course text. So inside the syllabus, so I'm going to go to quickly to we use for our learning management system, we use Canvas. Canvas is a learning management system. Notre Dame just went from Brightspace to Canvas this semester. In fact, I started it in wintertime. Canvas is very similar to Brightspace. I know a lot of school systems in the area use Canvas as its management as learning management system. I have to say it's fairly straightforward, but I will say it's not as pretty as Brightspace is. But it's very functional. It'll do everything that we need you to do. And I made sure that all the content from my course made it over in an organized fashion to where it's pretty easy to go through. So if you log into Canvas, and again, it's if you look up here, it's ndm.instructure.com is the website. And I also put it on the first slide, so this way you can always get there. And it's also going to be on the syllabus. So let me go ahead and into our course. So this is EDU 55690. You just click on the tile and it'll enter you into the course. So as you can see, it's not very exciting here, but it works. Right now you see a big welcome block here, and you see anthology here, and you see module one. You'll see that there's modules two, three. This is all the rest of your coursework. It is not open to you yet because I do release my coursework when it's, in each module. I don't want to give it all to you at the same time because it tends to be a lot of information. It's like drinking water from a fire hydrant. It's just too much stuff. So what I end up doing is I release it when you need it. So the very first thing I released was the welcome module, which actually has the syllabus right here. So there's a welcome message, there's course descriptions, there's a little bit about me, there's the text box, and anytime you see one of these, you can click on it to enter it. So I just clicked on the syllabus, and you're going to see this little bit of a preview that it looks pretty nice actually. So this course started on the 21st. It runs through March 17th. You can see that there is the link for Canvas. Here's my information. There's my email address. There is my cell phone number. If you need to get in contact with me, you're more than welcome to use my cell phone number, but please just keep it at regular hours. Don't try and text me at 1 a.m. I'm not going to answer it, and I don't want you to wake me up, so please don't. If you want to get a hold of me, the best way to get a hold of me is just emailing me. And the reason being is I'm on my email daily for hours upon hours as a technology professor. So trust me, I will see it, and I will answer. I will respond to you it's usually within 12 hours, but I try to always get it done less than 24 hours. So I'll get back to you. So just the course description, we take a look at integrating technology into pre-K through 12 instruction. We take a look at a lot of different things. This course is aligned to the ISTE standards. So when you're like, oh, why am I learning this? It's because it's really drawn out inside the ISTE standards for educators. And as you read the book, which is not a long book at all, I think it's like 50 or 60 pages, you could read it in a night. It's more of like a coach's manual to assist you as you work and see fit. You'll see the standards outline all the information. And that's how I run my courses. There's 7 ISTE standards and there's 7 assignments, 7 modules. It's just I try to keep course design simple. So there's the learning outcomes and there's our framework. I'm not going to bore you to death though. Here are the ISTE standards for educators. This is like the main language of the standards. There is a learner, so you'll always be a lifelong learner as an educator. You'll be a leader, that you're a leader of instruction, but you're also empowering your students to become leaders. Digital citizenship, that you're trying to help students to, use technology in ethical and moral ways. That you try to keep them safe, and you're also trying to monitor and keep, helping them make good ethical and moral decisions. Collaborator, that you're able to work together in teams or groups or partners, that you're able to collaborate. That you're a designer. So we're going to take a look at designing authentic learner-driven activities. That's not just traditional education. That's not just lecture. It's not just talking to the student. Teachers talk, students listen. It's not that type of that type of power struggle in the classroom. And this will help you become a facilitator where you actually facilitate learning experiences instead of trying to force feed students content and becoming what I call a knowledge dispenser or a content dispenser. And finally, an analyst, where you're able to use authentic data to make good informed instructions about students and their experiences in your classroom. So as you can see, here's more learning objectives. I'm not going to bore you to death. They're aligned with my assignments. Again, very easy to do because all of my modules, all my assignments are aligned to the ISTE standards. So course structure, again, we practice asynchronous format. It means that we're going to have one or two voluntary sessions where I'm going to go through the course and the upcoming assignments to prepare you. But I've taken a long time in preparing this course to where it's fairly organized, and you can work through and take away your own experiences from it. Attendance and participation. This course is online, so you're like, how can he check attendance when it's an online class? Well, a lot of times when it comes to attendance, it's students in online classes will just disappear. Sometimes they'll just life will happen, or they might not be disciplined enough to continue on. I ask that you stick with the course. You should be logging into Canvas regularly, if not daily, every other day at least, to do your assignments, check your email, follow through on any feedback or instructions because 8 weeks goes by really fast. So we want to make sure that you're prepared for success, and to do that, you have to really be present in the course. So, and again, the way to do that online is checking in, doing your work, asking questions, and participating when needed. If you have to ever contact me again, there's my phone number and there's my email address. There are expectations. I will let you read that. You are expected to be professional. You're expected to be attentive to your work. If you're going to, by far, if you have a some sort of emergency or situation, please reach out to me. Don't just disappear and then think like, oh, I can just somehow, make up the work. You'll never know I was gone. Just reach out to me, please. I'm a human being. I might deal with a lot of technology, but I'm very much a human. So I understand life happens. Please just reach out to me if something goes on, and I can help guide you. I'm not an advisor, but I can guide you in helping you to make a good decision and seeing what's best for you as an educator. I've had experiences where students have like had deaths in the family, they've been ill or sick, they've tried to soldier on. They didn't get anything out of the class, and it broke my heart because it's a waste of their tuition. I want to be supportive. I want them to be successful. The way to do that is to be honest with me and let me know what's going on. And again, I don't need all of the details. I just want to be able to help you out and give you good advice. There is a late miss. I do accept late assignments, but I don't accept them after a week being late. And I do reduce the score by a layer. So please just be aware of that. Um, and again, if you're having an issue or a problem or you're having difficulties, reach out to me first. Don't just ignore it and take the zero. Try and see if you could work with me. I'm happy to talk to you, but it is ultimately student responsibility to do their work. Okay. Okay, the assignments. Now, I'm going to go into much more detail with these as we continue through the course. You'll have a lot of guidance throughout it. A lot of, all the modules help you to prepare to complete these assignments. So you're not just going in and saying, "Here, do this assignment. It's busy work." No, it's all building up to be successful in the ISTE standards for educators. So very first one is assignment one. This will be due on Sunday night. So I asked you to complete a pre-course professional growth self-assessments, basically telling me where you're at as a educator. And what you'll do is you'll go through and complete the tasks and assignments. Basically just completing it. If you think it's a strength, you put an S. If you think it's neither a strength nor a weakness, you leave it blank. If you think it's a need, like something that you need to work on, it's an N. It's nothing bad. It's kind of like just starting with a pre-test of the course. By the end of the course, you should be able to see growth in these standards. Anyway, I'll show you where to find that in Canvas. There's assignment two is a digital tool search log. It's finding new digital tools to use with students. As an educational leader in your classroom, you're going to want to find, vet, and use digital tools successfully with your students. So you'll actually be able to locate and find tools and think about how you would use them for instruction. You'll do a digital citizenship presentation where you'll actually pick a law and talk about why it's an important law for the classroom. Talk about why it's important as a digital, teacher that's helping to students to embrace digital citizenship. There'll be more information about that, but you'll help to prepare a slide deck with notes to actually present it to a group. I'm not going to make you present it, but you have to actually prepare it as if you were. And four, five, and six will be later on in the course, but you'll actually get to do some computational thinking. Get to do some computer application work. You'll actually get to build things and create things. Again, it's like, have you ever done hour of code with students? It's a lot of fun with programming and starting to learn about what they're doing inside of technology classrooms right now. A little bit of computer science, and if you're nervous about it, don't be. It's a lot of fun. You have K through 5 students being successful in it. You have teachers learning how to do it. It's a lot, it's fun, but you actually get to record yourself learning, which is a lot of fun as well. And we're also going to plan instruction. You're going to get to record yourself actually providing a 10-minute lesson. If you don't have access to a classroom, it's not a big deal. We make plans to where you could teach a small group, or you could even bribe one of your friends or colleagues or significant other to be your student and teach them for 10 minutes using technology. We'll go into more detail with that later. And the final assignment is using data to improve student achievement. We actually get to analyze data and make good informed decisions about the data. So here's the breakdown of all the all the assignments and all the scores. It all equals up to 100. There's the grade scale. You'll notice that it's different than if we were in high school. 100 through not, I'm sorry, 100 through 90 is not an A. So just be aware of that. This is a graduate level course, so our grade scales are a little different. It's a little more difficult, requires more mastery. Okay. Now, down below, I have this massive course schedule. It's pretty organized because I've taught this course so many times. I can almost teach to the letter. It walks you through all the modules, all the names of the modules, the assignments, the readings. It even talks about what assignments are due. So this is a really helpful course schedule to kind of walk through, and it assists you throughout the process. It even tells you when the due dates are. And if you like charts like I do, here's another chart that gives you all the due dates for the course. Okay. There are some university policies. There's an honor code. We ask that you are not plagiarizing, that you're not doing illegal copies. I'll let you read that, but understand that we do have an honor code here at Academic Integrity. We do ask you, even though we're online, we do ask for you to be respectful of this etiquette statement, that remember that humans are behind the screen, not just myself, with others, that you'll be respectful of everybody, you'll work with appropriate technologies, you respect everybody's privacy and time and bandwidth, you'll be present in a positive manner, you'll share your knowledge and expertise. You'll be a good colleague to work with in a productive manner. There is an AI policy and usage here. I do not forbid it in my class. I absolutely ask if you want to use it to help you, to assist you, but I do suggest that you cite it. And I also suggest you read over what it produces for you, because a lot of times it still hallucinates. It still makes stuff up. Um, Disability support, if you have if you have an exceptionality, a disability, and you need support, you can contact the Office of Accessibility and Health Promotion, I think it's just now the office accessibility. If you click on the link, it'll take you to the office. If you need any adaptations, if you need any supports, you have to go work through that office to receive them. So please do. Emergency procedures and communications. There are ways to get emergency contacts. And I will say this is that, I know that you're online, but, a lot of the students in the university, they had to go to remote learning because the heat was out in the whole university. And I think tomorrow is remote learning too. So if you ever have any worries about, if you're taking a course online or if you're on face to face or if you're in a course that's on campus, you can sign up for these uh, uh, was it these text messages, these alert systems that you can sign up for. Okay, School of Education, we do use an e-portfolio. So the e-portfolio is also known as Chalk and Wire, or it could be called Anthology. So Chalk and Wire was a tech software from years ago, and it was purchased by Anthology and Blackboard. So Anthology is kind of Blackboard. They purchased Chalk and Wire, but we still kind of kept that term Chalk and Wire because it really means our e-portfolio. Now, the e-portfolio is outside of Canvas. It's outside of the coursework. It does require you to purchase an account. The account is $50, and that should be all that you need to purchase for it. So it's a $50 purchase, and if you need it for other coursework in the future, you can always renew it from year to year. We do that because they used to sell us 5-year, was it 5-year licenses or 3-year licenses, and a lot of students didn't need them that long. So they decided to go to a year-long subscription service. This way, the students aren't spending as much in a big bulk. They're just doing like almost like a yearly update. So it's, when it comes to students, they may have to do more, renew a little bit more often, but the price is cheaper. So anyway, to purchase an Anthology account, you can click on this link right here, and it'll take you to a site where you can actually purchase an account. Professor Madeline Ball will reach out to you with your Anthology portfolio information. The assignments. So assignment number 1 is not collected inside of Anthology inside the portfolio, but assignments 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 and 7, they are. So I try to give a little bit of wiggle room so this way people can get their e-portfolio, they can get it signed up, and they can get started. I tried to make this a part of our announcements ever since the course opened up that you would need this portfolio. Okay. SOE communication email. If you need to get in contact, please check your Notre Dame email every day. The reason being is if working through Canvas, I can actually email you all with just one message. I can get it right out to you quickly. If I'm trying to find an email, it's just if I'm finding an outside email, it may not go to your email. So what you want to do is make sure you're checking your email account during when you're in courses. It's part of the policy, and it's just again Canvas. It's integrated, so you get all the announcements that I send out. Okay. Classroom etiquette. I'll skip through that stuff. So that's pretty much the syllabus. I am going to show you Canvas a little bit more thoroughly, but are there any questions about going through the syllabus? I'm happy to answer any questions that you might have. You could unmute yourself, you could type it in the text box, whatever you would like to do, but I'm going to prepare to go into Canvas right now. Everything's quiet. If you think of something, you can also just put it in the text box or you can just unmute yourself. It's absolutely fine with me. All right, so Canvas. Canvas is the new learning management system. It's fairly organized. It basically goes from top to bottom. These represent the modules right here with all the links. If you see the little check marks, that means that it's open for you to see. So this is probably what you're seeing right now. Let me hit view as a student. Okay, this is probably what you see right now. You see all this stuff right here. So you see welcome. So if you need the syllabus, you can always click here. If I'm going, I have a slideshow that kind of organizes all my notes. You can click on this and view it. If you want to learn how to get to Anthology, if you want to learn how to set up your Anthology Chalk and Wire ePortfolio, this resource helps you to set up your account and also get you how to purchase it, how to set it up, and how to use it. And then this is the module that I just opened up yesterday. It's Module 1. It takes you through the entire learning progression for Module 1. So if you enter here, I'm just going to click on this as the first one. This gives you just an overview of the entire module. It talks about the objectives. If you hit next, you can keep on going. And here's the module plan. So every single one of my modules has a module plan. It is basically the lesson plan for the entire module. It gives you the overview, the objectives for the module. It talks about the lectures. It provides a lecture for everything. It provides you video for everything. Travis, did you have a question, sir?
Not yet.
Go ahead, ask away.
For the first assignment, can you give me an example, or is there some type of is there something specific like on the assignment for the first one I'm talking about, to to submit? Can you show me an example? Because I was about to do the assignment yesterday, but I couldn't figure out exactly what you were looking for, or do we got to create a chart, a
It's on there.
specific chart?
Yeah, let me go back. So let me go to, let's see, best way to go. Let me go to home. So if you scroll down, so this is all module 1, you can see that there's this one here. It says Learner 1 Self-Assessment right here. See this? This is it right here. So you would download this and you would complete pre-course self-assessment chart right here.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah, it's the one thing I don't like about Canvas, it doesn't give you like a preview information about what each item represents. Here,
Mm-hmm.
let me show you what I'm talking about. In Brightspace, I used to be able to write out information about what each of these were. I can't do that in Canvas. I can only give you the items. Now, I do have pages in here, and if you open these up, like module plan 1 here, module 1 plan, you open this up, this is a massive web page of all the instructions. So this is
Right.
all that you really need to be successful. And as you notice at the very bottom, it talks about the assignment that you have to complete.
Okay.
That chart I just showed you. Now,
Right. Right.
so for assignment 1, it's a pre-assessment. So I'm not collecting it to grade it. I'm just collecting it so that I have it and I can read it as a pre-assessment for the course. I can kind of learn where you're at right now. So this way we can kind of plan and you can see growth throughout the entire 8-week course that you're in here. And you can see it even tells you to
Okay.
submit it in Canvas. So I am gonna, and again, if you keep on going and hitting next, you will eventually get there. So here's the
So it'll be
got
so when I log on, it will be in grades or the assignments.
if you take a look at, let me go back to module 1 real quick. If you look, the submission point for that, it says assignment number 1 right here.
Okay, so it's in
So
home.
if you
Okay,
click
that's what I
it
was
there,
asking. Like,
this is a place for you to submit it. Now, I can't so you can see that it's like no due date, a text entry. Although it's due on Sunday, I put no due date because what'll happen is you could submit it and I might not grade it because I'm just using it for information, and it'll end up saying it's past due, which is annoying. So what I do
okay,
is I put no due date. But you can see
okay,
it
okay,
here, you can put it in right here, and I'll see it. Okay. Now, this is
okay.
not typically how you're going to turn assignments in. What you're going to typically do is turn them into the ePortfolio. So here's Anthology right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to log into my Anthology account. And again, the directions are inside of Canvas how to set it up. And you will see something that looks a little like this. Let me slip into here. So this is the ePortfolio. And if you scroll down, you'll see it's all course based. If you scroll down to see EDU 556, that's our course number, you'll see that there's assignments here. So this is where you're going to turn in all of your work. All you do is to turn something, let's say I have assignment 2, I'm done, I'm ready to turn it in. I'll click on it. I will upload it and I'll send it to the instructor, me. You type my name in and it sends it to me. And again, if there's any questions about that, I tell you exactly where to put things in all of my announcements. You can even see here at this point, complete only the course pre-assessment and submit to Canvas. You can do this by downloading the document below, completing. So it's not below. I used to be able to have this below, but not in Canvas anymore. So you'll get to see it right here, and you basically download this document here, complete it, and then you submit it into that spot right there. And I also put a rubric here. All of my assignments have rubrics too. So let me leave the student view just to show you what you have coming up. So as you can see, I have a lot more assignments and links. And so you're basically going to be working your way through the entire course. If you want to see grades, there is a grade section. There's a little link here that says grades. I could go in it because I haven't graded anything yet, but you can see I have all my students' names in here. And this is how I can provide. Now, I do, even though the e-portfolio, I have to complete the assessment feedback in there, I also put all the scores in there as well. So I kind of keep scores. So I give you feedback in the e-portfolio, but I also put the scores up in Canvas so you can see them. Okay. So that is the e-portfolio. That's a little bit of Canvas. Oh, when you get to module 4, and I know you can't see it right now, but I'm just going to show you real quick. There is a discussion that we'll be doing. And you can find discussions. They just look like this. Uh, right here, it just has little bubbles. You just click on these, and to start, you would, and you can see it's a long thing. You hit reply to answer me. And then you can also then reply to other people's stuff as well. So doing discussion posts are pretty straightforward. They're not particularly hard, but this one's pretty instruction and intensive, means it gives you a lot of choices and options of what you can do. Oh, I think that's pretty much all that you would need with Canvas. Canvas, again, pretty straightforward. It's pretty from top to bottom. I release it from week to week. So, probably I can't. Let me see. What does it say? Can't unpublish it because somebody turned something in. Okay, well, I wasn't going to unpublish it. So all of this stuff will go all the way through to module 7. Announcements. So I keep on. You'll see that I do submit announcements. I put them in here. It keeps track of it. You'll keep on seeing announcements. I put announcements in every Monday morning. Sometimes I'm just nervous and I'll put it in Sunday night. So this way if I have a busy, my Monday's pretty much filled from, I start teaching at 10, I end around 5:30. So I'm like in a classroom pretty much all day. So what I usually do is Sunday nights, I say, hey, here's your announcements from Monday through to the next Sunday. So I usually am an early person that releases instructions early. It's not because I'm trying to torture you, it's just because I'm not going to be available, and I might forget it, so I don't want to. So I usually do it Sunday night before I go to bed. So that's Canvas. So let me keep on going. So anthology, I talked about that. Communication, I talked about that. I showed you Canvas. I showed you chalk and wire. So
How,
again, just go ahead, Nancy.
uh, can you, I, I don't know how to find the email in the Notre Dame. I'm familiar with Canva, but if you can, uh, the email from,
Okay, so have you gotten your technology package from the university yet?
yeah, no, I
Okay.
got that. Yeah.
How to get that? So there's a couple ways that you can get it. Give me one sec. So typically the way that I do it, because I have Outlook, so I have it on my computer, but typically the easiest way, if I was a student, I wanted to get to my email, I just go through here. So here's ndm.edu. I go to
Oh,
Gator Hub. It's the very first link at the top right here. And I can click on student portal and it's going to take me to my email address. So you would have to log in here to get to your email.
okay.
So I don't, it's going to log me into my OneDrive. So you're going to see all of my files and documents and stuff. But this is how you would get to Outlook from there. And that would be how you get to your email address, or how you get to Outlook, how you get to your Notre Dame email. So
Well,
go ahead.
I go directly to it's something like that, Microsoft and the Brightspace. I had the two accounts, but
Right. So Brightspace is
I don't know what
retiring.
is the email.
So Brightspace is gone now. So Brightspace isn't being used anymore.
Okay.
It's now Canvas. Your email is called, I'm calling it Outlook because on my computer it's an application called Outlook. To get to your email, there are instructions in your technology packet that the university gave you. The way that I always suggest my students get there is go to ndm.edu and you go to this Gator Hub, which is popular resources.
I'm
And
gonna
you
try
can
now.
go to, so if you see self-service, that's how you like pay your bills, get your schedule, stuff like that. You can search for courses at course search. Let's see. Here's how to get to if you want to get to Canvas, if you want a link to Canvas, you can go here. But if you want email and if you want student resources and stuff, you go to the 365 portal. Unfortunately, if I log in, it's not going to take me to my email. It's going to take me to
I'm
skip.
doing now to see
Yeah,
because
so right now this is in my OneDrive, but I can go to apps. Let me see if I can get to my Outlook. So if I click on Outlook, here's going to be my web email, just like this.
Yep, that's how it looks on Canvas. We use it for school with the
Yeah.
kids.
703. Is Christina here? Oh, Christina is here. Okay. Sorry, Christina. I didn't get this. I was already teaching.
Oh, no worries. No worries. I
My
just
apologies.
yeah, the link wasn't working, but I just put in the ID and it worked.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know. Are you
Yeah.
at a school?
What's that?
Were you at a school?
No, I'm just on my iPhone.
Huh, I don't know. Okay. Because the link, I think everybody else, Nancy, did you have any problems with the link?
no,
Okay.
no.
Well, you got in, so I'm glad. Sorry about
Yeah,
that.
I'm here. I'm here.
Okay,
So
great.
I just sorry I was late.
No, totally fine. This is voluntary, so don't worry about it.
Okay.
It's you choose to do this if you want to or not. It's all the other coursework that's mandatory. But
Oh,
this is to
gotcha.
really help and guide you and give you a lot of our students are non-traditional students. They're tired from working all day. They come in here like, you know what? I just need a lay of the land. I need to figure out how to be successful in the course. And this is how you do it. So it's no big deal, no problem with me. And I even
I
if
just,
I'm sorry, what was that, Travis?
I'm sorry to cut you off. I was just letting you know, I just got the email from Ms. Ball about to make my account.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna set that up soon.
Yep, no problem. Awesome. It's yeah, it's and Mrs. Ball, yeah, Professor Ball is pretty quick. So just work with her. It might take her a day or two because she's probably going to be inundated now. It's the beginning of the semester. So if you haven't gotten your e-portfolio set up, do it as soon as possible. Although I have like although the first week of class that's really about getting your e-portfolio prepared and stuff like that. But by the second week, by the end of the
We're
second week, you
in
have to
go
use your
mode.
portfolio. So
I got you.
no
Yeah, I'm
problem.
gonna
Thank
do
you,
that
Travis.
tomorrow.
Yeah, no worries, no worries. It's that's why I try and plan this because I know that it's money. I get it, and it takes time. Sometimes it takes time. It's even going through this process is busy, so I get it. So I'm trying to give you some advance notice so you'll be prepared and it's not like out of the blue. Okay. Phew. Okay. Doing pretty good with time so far. Okay. So just as a kind of a closing. So the course structure, again, it's 7 ISTE educator aligned modules. Okay. So we're going to run through these. Typically you spend like a week on each module. Some of the assignments towards the end of the course are a little bigger. I might give you 2 weeks. And don't worry, Nancy, you'll have a link to this, so you don't have to take a picture. Although I take pictures for everything too, because it's just a great just-in-time learning strategy. So in each of the modules, there's a lesson, there's like a mod, I call it a module plan. It's basically like a lesson plan. It walks you through everything. I'm going to do 2 synchronous sessions. There's tonight, and I'll do another one midway through the course. So this way I can kind of walk you through the last 3 assignments. There's a lot more involved in them, and I don't want to overflow you too much tonight. Okay? But I also structured this course to where there's a lot of learner choice and agency. You get to make a lot of suggestions in what you do. You get to make a lot of choices in what you do. When you do lesson planning, you can decide what course you develop things in. When you record yourself in a class, you get to decide what you're teaching. When you're doing digital citizenship, you get to pick what law you want to study. When you're searching for digital tools to use, you get to pick the tools that you highlight. So it's a lot less about me, and it's a lot more about we. So it's a lot about what we can do and what we can develop as co-learners, what we can develop as a learning community. So again, it's a lot of this is online. It is structured. It's ready for you to go. You go right down Canvas, go right to your course. Let's see, this is assignments. Go to home, and it's straight down here. It goes straight down as you experience these. You go right down the list. All right. I will tell you where things get submitted to, just to remind you, because I know what's Canvas, what's Anthology. I get it's annoying, but please, big advice, use the syllabus. The syllabus outlines everything. A lot of times it's painstakingly created to help so students don't get lost. And a lot of times students will ask you questions. A lot of times it's gone over in the syllabus, and we try to be nice and kind and stuff like that. I really do. And I'll answer your questions, but sometimes I almost I want to wear the shirt that says, check the syllabus. It's because a lot of times it's on it. But if you ever have a question, please feel free to reach out to me. I'm happy to assist you in anything. So I'm going to stop recording at this point because I think I'm about done with my program.